Long, long ago, in a quiet Korean village, nestled among gentle hills, lived two brothers, Nolbu and Heungbu. Nolbu was known for his mean and greedy heart, while Heungbu was famous for his kindness and compassion. From a young age, Nolbu was very greedy, and he was always good at coming up with tricky plans to get what he wanted. One day, Heungbu received a beautiful hairpin as a birthday gift. Nolbu, with a sad face, went to Heungbu and said, "I wanted to give a gift to Mother, and I was looking for exactly that kind of hairpin, but I couldn't find it." He even pretended to shed tears. Seeing this, Heungbu readily gave the hairpin to his older brother. Just like that, Heungbu always lost all his good things to Nolbu's tricks. As they grew up, Nolbu and Heungbu both got married. Nolbu married a woman who had the same personality as him. However, they had no children. In contrast, Heungbu married a kind and beautiful woman. They lived a happy married life every day, had 11 children, and lived happily. Heungbu's innocent and overly kind nature had always worried their father. When their father passed away, he told Nolbu, "Heungbu is not greedy and only kind, so I fear he might lose all his wealth, even if I leave him property. Nolbu, you are good with numbers and managing things well, so I will leave all my property to you. Live with Heungbu and take good care of your brother and his family." With these words, their father left all his property to Nolbu and passed away. As soon as their father passed away, Nolbu became annoyed by the constant laughter and giggles from Heungbu's family. More than anything, the thought of feeding 13 people 3 meals a day was slowly driving him mad. Nolbu thought, "If Heungbu and his 11 children live here, I will have to feed too many mouths. Now that father is not here, why should I take care of him?" So, Nolbu gave Heungbu a piece of land that was impossible to farm and a shed on it. Pretending to be very generous, he said, "Father left this great property to you, so now it's time for you to become independent and take care of your family." Nolbu lied about their father's last will and forced Heungbu's family out of the house. Heungbu and his family worked tirelessly from dawn till night, trying to cultivate the barren land that yielded very little. They worked hard, but they reached a point where they couldn't even get enough food for their children. Because of this, Heungbu, still trusting Nolbu as his older brother, decided to go to his brother's house to beg for some rice. Standing outside the gate, Heungbu pleaded, "Brother, the harvest isn't ready yet, and my children haven't eaten for days. Brother, could you please lend us some rice, just enough for them to have a little something to eat?" Just then, Nolbu's wife, who was cooking breakfast, heard his voice. She grabbed a rice paddle and rushed out, hitting Heungbu's cheek with it, shouting, "What? Father left you the best land and house. Why aren't you working? Why are you begging so early in the morning?" The blow made Heungbu dizzy, and he saw bright spots in front of his eyes. As he stumbled back, a few grains of rice, stuck to the ladle, stayed on his cheek. Heungbu, his eyes burning with tears he tried to hold back, slowly and carefully scraped the precious few grains from his cheek and ate them, enjoying them as if they were a big feast. Then, with a feeling of deep shame, he turned his other cheek. "Sister-in-law," he whispered, "please hit me again on this side. My children, they are so very hungry." Nolbu's wife, completely confused by his strange request and thinking he was silly, hit him one more time. Heungbu, feeling the pain and shame, gathered the extra grains. His only thought was for his children. He returned home that day, his heart heavy, but with a few sticky grains of rice, a clear reminder of his brother's family's extreme meanness. Heungbu and his family continued to struggle, their days filled with hard work and empty stomachs. But even with their terrible poverty and the cruel rejection from his own brother, Heungbu's kind nature, a flame that refused to go out, never changed. He always found joy in the small, simple things in life. One rainy spring morning, as the new season brought life back to the sleepy land, Heungbu saw something worrying under the roof of his tiny hut. A tiny, helpless baby swallow. Just a little ball of feathers lay shaking on the cold ground. It had fallen from its nest, and its delicate leg was twisted in a painful way, clearly broken. The sad sight immediately filled Heungbu with deep pity. With movements as gentle as a whisper, he knelt and carefully, so carefully, picked up the fragile bird. His big, rough hands gently held its tiny, fluttering body. With the soft care of a loving father, he made a tiny splint from a thin piece of straw and a bit of thread, carefully wrapping the swallow's impossibly small leg. Heungbu's wife, her eyes soft with concern, and their children, their faces showing worry, also helped. They gave tiny crumbs of food and drops of fresh water, taking care of the little bird with steady, patient love that made even the cold ground under their hut feel warm. Day after day they watched over it. Their simple, good heart was like a bright light in their otherwise sad and poor lives. When the cool air of autumn arrived, showing the change of seasons, the swallow, now fully healed, strong, and ready for its long journey, chirped a happy farewell. With a smooth flutter of its wings, it flew into the wide sky, joining its friends as they started their long trip south for the winter. As the long, cold winter finally let go of its icy hold, and the gentle warmth of spring came back, a familiar, happy chirping sound echoed near Heungbu's simple hut. His heart jumped with hopeful surprise as he recognized the clear song. It was the very same swallow, back from its incredibly long winter trip. It circled gracefully in a circle, a tiny dark shape against the big blue sky, right above Heungbu's head. Its small wings were a blur of movement. Then, with a gentle, almost planned movement, it dropped a tiny, plain seed right at his feet, as if giving a precious gift, before flying off to join its friends in the sky.